Time, the silent architect of our lives. It is a river, unseen yet all-encompassing, carrying everything with it on its inexorable journey. A constant current shaping mountains and eroding empires. It is the ultimate canvas upon which existence paints its masterpiece. Since the dawn of consciousness, humanity has looked up at the heavens, seeking patterns in the celestial dance, and inwards at its own fleeting existence, grappling with the ephemeral nature of being. Possessed by a single profound question: how do we measure this invisible force? How do we capture the uncapturable? This quest is not merely one of science or mathematics. It transcends the boundaries of mere calculation. It is a deeply human story, a search for order in a universe that can often feel chaotic, a fundamental need to bring structure to the flow of events. From the deserts of Egypt, where colossal monuments stand as testaments to time's passage, to the jungles of Mesoamerica, where intricate calendars dictated the rhythms of life and death, civilizations have striven to create a map of days and years, a framework to understand their place in the cosmos. They built structures aligned with solstices, marking the turning points of the sun's journey, etched symbols onto tablets, preserving their understanding for generations to come, and passed down sacred knowledge, weaving intricate narratives around the cycles of time. Each calendar is a monument to human ingenuity, a testament to our relentless curiosity, revealing not just how our ancestors saw the sky, but how they saw themselves, their hopes and their fears reflected in the stars. The earth spins, giving us day and night, the fundamental rhythm of our daily lives. It orbits the sun, giving us the year, a longer cycle that dictates seasons and harvests. But these cycles are not perfectly neat. The universe rarely conforms to our desire for clean divisions. The creation of a calendar becomes a delicate dance, a constant negotiation with the cosmos, reconciling the messy reality of our planet's journey with our need for order, a testament to human perseverance. To answer which ancient system came closest to capturing the true rhythm of our world, to understanding the heartbeat of the planet, we must journey back through the millennia, unearthing the secrets of forgotten civilizations. Long before empires rose and fell, before the written word etched its mark on history, early humans, intimately connected to the rhythms of nature, watched the moon in its celestial dance, observing it wax and wane in the inky canvas of the night. This lunar cycle became their first measure of time, a natural month, a gift bestowed by the night sky, a constant companion in their nomadic lives. Markings meticulously etched on bone fragments and painted on the walls of caves show that our ancestors diligently tracked these lunar phases, using their observations to predict the cyclical patterns of animal migrations, the ebb and flow of ocean tides, and the optimal times for planting and harvesting. But 12 lunar cycles, while seemingly complete, add up to approximately 354 days, a discrepancy of 11 days short of a complete solar year. A seemingly small difference that, over time, caused lunar calendars to gradually drift out of sync with the predictable rhythm of the seasons. For burgeoning agricultural societies whose very survival depended on aligning their activities with the seasons, this drifting calendar was a critical flaw, a source of potential famine and hardship. Faced with this challenge, humanity turned its gaze towards the sun, whose daily journey across the sky offered a more stable and predictable rhythm, a constant beacon in the heavens. Great stone circles like the enigmatic Stonehenge and the ancient passage tomb of Newgrange became monumental solar observatories, testaments to human ingenuity and our deep connection to the cosmos. These structures served as precise markers, anchoring the year to fixed celestial events like the solstices and equinoxes. Through careful observation and ingenious design, these structures corrected the inherent drift of lunar systems, promising the reliable return of light, warmth, and the renewal of life with each passing year. The inherent tension between the cyclical nature of the moon's phases and the sun's longer, more stable year became the central and enduring challenge for calendar makers throughout history. Some civilizations, like the ancient Egyptians, with their reverence for Ra, the sun god, favored the solar calendar, while others, like the Chinese, sought to harmonize both lunar and solar cycles in their intricate calendar systems. The ongoing quest to reconcile the lunar month with the solar year is not just a historical footnote, but the foundational story of timekeeping itself, a testament to humanity's enduring fascination with the cosmos and our place within it. In the Nile Valley, the Egyptians created one of the first practical solar calendars. The heliacal rising of Sirius signaled the annual Nile flood, anchoring their year. Their civil calendar had 365 days, 12 months of 30 days, plus 5 festival days. This system brought stability. Months always matched the agricultural cycle. The year was divided into 3 seasons: inundation, growth and harvest, mirroring the Nile's rhythm. Yet the true solar year is about 365.25 days. The Egyptians knew this, but their calendar didn't adjust. Over centuries, their calendar drifted, and the new year shifted through the seasons. It would take 1,460 years for the calendar to realign with Sirius, a cycle known as the Sothic cycle. The Egyptian calendar was a marvel of simplicity and endurance, but not perfect. Its subtle flaw set the stage for future reforms. The early Roman calendar was chaotic. 10 months, 304 days, and a gap in winter. Later, January and February were added, but the system remained flawed and open to manipulation. By Julius Caesar's time, the calendar had drifted far from the seasons. Caesar, with astronomer Sigenes, reformed it, abandoning the lunar model for a solar one. The Julian calendar set the year at 365 days, adding a leap day every 4 years. This brought order and predictability, shaping Western timekeeping for over 1,600 years. Months were fixed, and the chaos of the past was abolished. Yet even this masterful system had a tiny accumulating error. The stage was set for another great reform centuries later. In Mesoamerica, the Maya saw time as sacred, a living force, not just a tool. They used 2 main calendars, the 260-day Tzolk'in for rituals and the 365-day Hab for the solar year. These interlocked to form a 52-year calendar around guiding ceremonies and society. For deep time, the Maya used the long count, tracking days since a mythical creation date. Their astronomers calculated the solar year as 365.2422 days. Astonishingly accurate, the Maya's system was complex, weaving together cycles of the sun, moon, and planets. Their calendars measured not just the seasons of Earth, but the seasons of the soul. The long count could specify any date with precision over millennia. It was a staggering intellectual achievement, rivaling the best of the old world. Tuum, in ancient China, the calendar was a symbol of cosmic harmony and imperial legitimacy. Chinese astronomers created a lunisolar calendar aligning lunar months with the solar year. 12 lunar months totaled about 354 days, so an extra month was added 7 times every 19 years. This kept the new year in the same season, balancing lunar and solar cycles. The year was divided into 24 solar terms, guiding farmers with names like Awakening of Insects and Grain in Ear. Each dynasty refined the calendar, asserting authority and improving accuracy. The Chinese calendar's genius was its harmony. Months true to the moon, years true to the sun. It was both practical and culturally resonant, serving society for millennia. This tradition of constant revision made it one of history's most enduring timekeeping systems. We rely on calendars to organize our lives, to plan for the future, and to remember the past. But have you ever stopped to consider which calendar truly tells the real time? Which one aligns most accurately with the rhythms of our planet? It depends on how closely a calendar matches the tropical year, the very foundation upon which our seasons and agricultural cycles are built. The tropical year is defined as the time it takes Earth to complete one full orbit around the Sun, marking the cycle from one vernal equinox to the next. The tropical year isn't a neat whole number of days. It's about 365.24219 days, a figure meticulously calculated through centuries of astronomical observation. That decimal, a messy fraction, complicates calendar making immensely. It's the reason we have leap years and other adjustments. Calendars with a fixed 365 days year after year, like the ancient Egyptian calendar, which was crucial for predicting the Nile's floods, inevitably fall behind by nearly a quarter of a day each year, slowly drifting out of sync with the seasons. Leap years are the ingenious solution. The Julian calendar, implemented by Julius Caesar, added a day every 4 years, attempting to correct this drift. This system resulted in an average year length of 365.25 days. A significant improvement, but still close, but slightly too long when compared to the true tropical year. Over centuries, this seemingly small error accumulates, adding up to a noticeable discrepancy. This gradual shift causes the calendar to drift away from the seasons, impacting agricultural practices and religious observances tied to specific times of the year. Remarkably, the Maya civilization, with their advanced understanding of astronomy, calculated the year as 365.2422 days, nearly matching the modern value we use today, showcasing their incredible precision. The Gregorian reform, spearheaded by Pope Gregory III, which we'll explore in more detail later, introduced a more precise leap year rule aiming for even greater accuracy in aligning the calendar with the Earth's orbit. Therefore, the realness of a calendar isn't just a matter of traditional convenience. It's a measurable scientific standard. It boils down to how well it keeps pace with the Earth's journey around the Sun, reflecting the true length of the tropical year. The quest for a real calendar, a calendar that accurately reflects the passage of time, is ultimately a quest for the most accurate leap year rule, a rule that minimizes the discrepancy between our human-made calendars and the natural rhythms of our planet. Comparing ancient calendars to the true solar year reveals their strengths and weaknesses. The Egyptian calendar was simple and predictable, but drifted over time. The Julian calendar's leap year brought centuries of order, but its small error accumulated. The Maya, using naked eye astronomy, calculated the year with breathtaking accuracy, off by only 9 seconds per year. Their system was complex, deeply tied to ritual, but mathematically brilliant. The Chinese lunisolar calendar balanced the moon and sun, creating a harmonious, practical system. Each calendar was a solution to its culture's needs: administrative simplicity, solar precision, or lunisolar harmony. No system was perfect, but all were ingenious. The story of calendars is the story of humanity's quest to master time. By the 16th century, the Julian calendar's error had caused a 10-day drift, disrupting religious festivals. Pope Gregory XIII reformed the calendar in 1582, instantly dropping 10 days to realign with the equinox. The Gregorian calendar kept the leap year, but century years are only leap years if divisible by 400. This created an average year of 365.2425 days, off by just 27 seconds per year. The Gregorian calendar is the international standard, remarkably stable and accurate. Fascinatingly, the Maya's calculation was fractionally more accurate than the Gregorian system. Yet, the Gregorian calendar's practical leap year rule makes it the most successful for daily life. It keeps our lives in sync with the Earth's grand rhythm. Our journey through calendars reveals a universal truth: we seek patterns and meaning in the sky. From stone circles to atomic clocks, the story of the calendar is the story of humanity's ingenuity. Today, atomic clocks measure time with unimaginable precision, yet we still live by the sun, the seasons, and the Gregorian calendar. The quest for perfect timekeeping continues. Leap seconds and further reforms are still discussed. Time may never be fully captured, but calendars give us a shared framework to build societies and celebrate the past. As we look forward, we carry the legacy of every civilization that gazed at the sky in wonder. The river of time flows on, and our attempts to chart its course will never cease. If you enjoyed this journey, like and subscribe for more explorations into our remarkable world.